Welcome back, everybody, to the Spurs MyNBA. This episode, we have been hit by a massive injury bug. Tre Jones is going to be missing a couple of days with a left hand fracture. Devin Vassell hyperextended his right knee. He will be out day to day. Blake Wesley, as a matter of fact, will be out for 2 to 4 weeks because of a broken vertebrae. So we're going to have to find a replacement for them at point guard if they do not come back anytime soon. Thankfully, Tre Jones probably will be. But for today, Jordan Hawkins, the first or second round pick, the second overall pick in the second round, is going to be our starting point guard against the Grizzlies today. Should be interesting to see how he's able to do. Hasn't really been able to get any playing time this year, but I want to get him in the lineup. And with all the injuries, expect Emoni Bates to play. Another young guy, 19 overall, second round pick. We had 14th overall in that round. I'm very interested to see what he can do. The former top prospect coming out of his high school class. It would be interesting to see how he's able to perform as we take on the Memphis Grizzlies today. Obviously, the Grizzlies not handling with everything they are going on in real life right now. They have John Morant starting at the point guard position. They're going to have Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane, Steven Adams, Brandon Clark, Tyus Jones, the most reliable point guard in the NBA. Drew Eubanks, but he is injured day-to-day. Zaire Williams has improved a little bit for the Grizzlies. He is 77 overall now, career history. He is having a decent year, but he is a very, very good or quick-to-shoot-it guy. He's averaging about 8.6 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, about a steal a game if you round it up, but he's shooting 30% from 3, so not the greatest percentages there. Then you've got Xavier Tillman, Santi Claus, Santi Aldama, Luke Kennard off the bench there. He has not really got much playing time this year, not any at all. Technically, Jake LaRavia, the rookie from last year, 73 overall, he has not really got much playing time either as we are in the 2023 season. He has not played at all this season. David Roddy is a second-year guy, 73 overall as well. He has not played either. Rayan Rupert, this one is a first-round pick from last year. He has not been able to play yet. Jordan Goodwin on a two-way contract, and Isaias Tubelis on a two-way contract. Both of those guys are down in the G League, and it looks like we're going to have to take on them as they are one of the better teams in the NBA. They have had a great start to the season. They are 18-12, a second seed in the Western Conference, so it's not going to be easy at all. But before we hop into that game, I'm going to go ahead and do our first ever look at the draft prospects. Now, obviously, it's going to be an early look. Not all of these guys are going to be like top prospects. Some of them, as you see down here, are ranked in the 40s, the 26 range, so it's not all the top guys, but we do have the top guy. Joseph Lemire is undoubtedly out of Duke the number one guy in the entire draft. He's a 6'7 small forward, 198 pounds. We haven't scouted him very heavily yet, but I will, don't worry. He has a very, very accurate jumper. I mean, one of the best, if not the best, three-point shooters in the draft. At least reliable on defense, and he just has a great basketball IQ. As far as we know, no weaknesses outside of maybe lackluster or slightly below average defense. Next up, we've got Dontrell Jaden, one of the YouTubers, or somebody commented on the YouTube video, and he's actually got into the draft class. So if you're interested in doing that, you can still comment now. I've got plenty of time before the season ends. He is a very good anchor, a 6'10 power forward center hybrid out of UConn, a very good shot blocker, undoubtedly the best defender in the entire draft. He could be a decent player, but he's got to play better on offense. He's all about defense. He does not have a three-point shot at all. He can't shoot mid-range. He struggles in the paint. Dontrell Jaden is a project pick, but right now, as you can see, he's projected at 11, 5, and 12, depending on who you look at, so he is a project selection there. Next up, my favorite selection right now, Emmanuel Davis, a 7-foot center. To pair him alongside Victor Wembanyama would be crazy. He does have some ability to get steals. He is a reliable scoring option when posting in the paint. He has an okay mid-range shot. Three-point shot, not so much, and his basketball IQ is lackluster, but that's something that I think Coach Pop, if he's still around next year, could definitely work out of Emmanuel Davis. He's a guy that I look forward to maybe having work out for the Spurs, but Joseph Lemire, if we have the number one overall pick, I'm pulling the trigger on him right then and there. Next up, we've got Dante Nicholson. He is an all-around three-level scorer. He is just amazing. He's kind of like a Kevin Durant hybrid that doesn't play as good defense. He gets the job done when trying to post up in the paint. He has a very good three-point shot, very good mid-range shot. He has a great pickpocket ability, but not the greatest perimeter defense as well. He's not the most athletic guy either, but he's a 20-year-old small forward out of Florida who can score at pretty much every level, and because of that, he is being projected to be 8th, 3rd, and 2nd in the draft right now. Next up, we've got the shortest guy in the draft, 5'11" point guard Irvin Weaver. He's a good nagging guy. He plays defense. He gets steals. He can create a shot at some capacity, and he's an okay finisher for his size, but obviously he can't really dunk that well, and he struggles defensively straight up because of guys being taller than him. But the guy he's from UNLV. He's an underdog. I probably won't be taking him, but if I do, I've got another point guard in mind that I know I want to take if he's available at my point in the draft. Julio Anthony, 6'7" power forward out of TCU. He is a good defensive player. He's shown some ability to get steals, can get some blocks every once in a while, but he's a small power forward. He plays above the rim. He's very efficient in the paint, but he can't really shoot the three all that well. It could use some improvement, but his mid-range shot is good as well. And here's the guy I'm most excited for if we do fall in the range that I think we're going to fall into. Bryson Holman, 6'4", point guard out of Tennessee. He's 215 pounds. Holman is the most athletic player in the entire draft. As you can see, he gets to the rim with ease, makes the most of opportunities when he's there. Easily the most agile player in the draft and very good athleticism, and he can get steals when needed. The only problem is, while his defense is average, his three-point shooting is below average. He can hit it on occasion, but it's not going to be reliable. It's a D right now, three-point scoring, but he is an amazing athletic player, A- perimeter defense. He can get to the rim. Just excited to see where he ends up, and I would not be mad if we end up taking Bryson Holman. Finally, we're going to round out the top 10 with Kirk Dean. He's a 6'8" small forward out of Stanford. Kirk Dean is an interesting guy. He's got okay pickpocketing ability on his best days. He can dribble himself open, but he's not the greatest ball handler. He does have a knack for being in the right place at the right time on offense. Not the greatest on the defensive side of the ball. Doesn't have a great three-point shot. And you're asking me, what does he do? He scores inside. He scores in the mid-range. Okay defensively, and he's just got some interesting potential, so that's why he is 7, 10, and 14. Nobody really knows much about Kirk Dean. He hasn't played too much, as you can see, no points per game so far, but it should be interesting to see where he ends up. And now we've got Kyle Morrison, probably the lowest ranked guy on this class. He's 10 according to the Draft Express, 43 according to 2K, and 43 according to NBA.com. Morrison is an interesting prospect. He's 6'8", power forward out of Penn State. He can't really shoot the three all that well, but he has comparisons to all-star Dan Issel or bench player Tom Tolbert. He has shown ability at blocking shots. He has shown ability at getting steals, plays above the rim very well, but his IQ on defense and offense is very lackluster. He's not a great player right now, but he's got a lot of room to improve, to contribute, so don't be knocking him. He's got a chance to come in, and he's got a chance to contribute a few years down the road. And that's where we found ourselves with Fidel Ramirez, a 6'2" point guard out of Bradley University. He's 19 years old. He has comparisons to all NBA point guard Rajon Rondo or Alvin Williams off the bench. He is obviously a very athletic guy. He can't really play offense, or he's not the greatest offensive player, but he's an excellent on-ball defender. He can get the steals whenever it's needed. He has a knack for knowing where his teammates are at all times. I mean, he just is the best undoubted passer in this draft, and if you have him on your team, you're going to have the floor general of the future. And that's going to wrap up our first 10 players on the draft retrospect, or on the draft introduction. A lot of these guys are all over the place. There's no telling where some of them will be drafted, but like I said, if you're interested in being in the draft, comment down below all the stuff that I requested from the first video. You can go back and check that out, or I can just name, school, height, weight, position, what he's good at, what he's bad at, stuff like that. Make it realistic. I'm excited to see where this draft can go, and I'm excited to see how these players will be able to develop as we go forward in the season. But let's get done with the talking, as we're going to head out to Memphis, Tennessee to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to send it down there to the court. And welcome to Memphis, Tennessee, everybody, as Jordan Hawkins is getting the nod as starting point guard for the first time for the San Antonio Spurs. He has not played all that much, but with all the injuries that I've mentioned before the game, he is desperately needed to have a excellent game today. The Grizzlies would win the tip-off, and they're going to get it directly to John Morant, who lets the three fly, and he is well known as a shooter, but not in the way you would expect. He is going to miss that one as the Spurs look to come back down the court and answer. Now, Jordan Hawkins, don't get me wrong, he can blaze it from three-point land when he's feeling it, but he hasn't had a lot of experience at an NBA level, so we are going to be starting him. Malachi Branham at the 2, Keldon Johnson at the 3. As you see the fadeaway there, he misses that one, and we're going to jump ahead. And then we've got Rui at the 4 and Victor Wembanyama at the 5. Now, Jeremy Sochan is healthy, but I wanted to give Rui an opportunity to start with the starting group. As you see, Jaren Jackson exposed that length, or that lack of length at the 4 there with Rui Hachimura. He's able to get underneath Vic and get a easy layup. Now Rui working on Desmond Bane, gives it to Jordan Hawkins, but Triple J is going to knock that one away. And beautiful rim protection by Jaren Jackson Jr., the former or reigning Defensive Player of the Year. He just does that job so efficiently. He gets up there and he denies the very weak layup by Jordan Hawkins. His first shot attempt since he's gotten to the starting lineup now. Victor Wembanyama, you've got to expect him to try and exploit. Instead, Hawkins goes straight at Ja Morant, and he's going to hit the hard layup. A tough shot there. Now 2-7 later in the quarter. Rui Hachimura from the corner. He's going to miss the 3. Looked like he could have had an open shot, but excellent recovery by the Grizzlies. Now Jaren Jackson Jr. blows by, gets it to Morant, and Morant still gets it up and in over the outstretched arms of Victor Wembanyama. Now Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to get it to Bane. Morant off the screen, wide open, hits the 3, and a 12-4 start for the Grizzlies. This offense for the Spurs is struggling to get going. Jordan Hawkins, though, is going to take it hard to the hoop, kick it out, finds back to Rui Hachimura in the corner. He's going to set the screen from Vic. He's going to pull up from 3. It's no good. That was a deep shot. Vic working the boards, and he's got the easy layup. Jaren Jackson Jr., once you let him get lower than you, you really don't stand a chance. Now Triple J working on Victor Wembanyama when he's going to get rejected off to the races. In the paint, a beautiful find, and Malachi Branham goes up with the layup. Jordan Hawkins showing some vision now as the starting point guard. The Spurs quickly get it back to a 4-point game. Hawkins is going to get the screen from Sochan. Instead, he denies it. He's trying to get by Steven Adams. Now Keldon Johnson off the pass from Wemby is going to just let that one fly, and he hits the 3. Now Victor Wembanyama gives it back to Keldon Johnson just one possession later. He tried that one. Looked like it was straight on line, but instead it's a miss, and Ja Morant looking for the answer, and he's going to hit it. 17-13 for the Grizzlies. Their offense continues to produce at a high level starting this game. The Spurs have settled back in, though. This time Hawkins gets it to a wide-open Keldon Johnson off the pop, and you know he's not going to miss that one as he pedals backwards. Looking at the Grizzlies defense now down by 1. Johnson kind of found a no-man's land with Adams on him. He's going to kick it. Jordan Hawkins goes to Sochan, back down to Wemby. He's got the smaller Tillman on him. He goes right up over Xavier Tillman. That's something the Spurs have to exploit a little bit better as we head into the second quarter up by 1. And second-round pick Emoni Bates is going to get some playing time in this game due to the injuries. We're going to see how he can play in really his first meaningful minutes. He's going to start the day with a drive and a slam. Emoni Bates, the former number 1 overall prospect with comparisons to LeBron, is making big plays already. He's going to get a steal on this one. Read that pass through and through, shows the vision to Sochan, who gets the and 1. Through the contact, Jeremy Sochan is going to unfortunately miss the free throw, and the Grizzlies get the ball back now. They're going up the court 22-17. Brandon Clark working on Sochan. He's going to find Tyus Jones, the brother of Trey Jones, and he's going to hit the 3. The ultra-reliable backup point guard now 22-20. Emoni Bates working on Williams. He's got a bit of a size advantage, but he's going to send this one back out top. Malachi Branham, don't see him shoot the 3 very often, but this time it rattles all around and goes in. He's going to hit that one 25-20 now. Emoni Bates working on Zaire Williams again. A beautiful spin move up over Tyus Jones. The help defense was there, but it was too small to help out on that. Emoni Bates quickly with 4 points. Now Jaren Jackson Jr. steps back right in Charles Bassey's face. And this game is blown open 29-27. Both offenses hitting at a reliable rate here in this second quarter. Jordan Hawkins still only has 4 points. This time he's going to pump up. Steven Adams jumps on it, and that is 6 points for Jordan Hawkins in the first half on a nice layup. A beautiful job to direct the defense away from the shot fake and to get it up and under the bigger player. Now Ja Morant working on the aging Danny Green. He gets right by him and just pulls up right there for the 5-footer. Now Jordan Hawkins tied 31-31. He's going to take a step back around Tyus Jones. Rui Hachimura with the screen. It's going to be rejected by Hawkins. Hawkins is working on Jones. He's going to pull up for his first three of the day. That one goes in. Do not let him get hot. 34-31. Hawkins again with Jones on him. Looks like he wants to shoot it again. Johnson with the screen. Jones goes under. Hawkins again. He hits it again. Back-to-back threes now for the Grizzlies. This is Xavier Tillman. He doesn't shoot that very often. Jordan Hawkins with the rebound, 37-31. Thought he would have pulled up right there. Instead, he pulls it back. Danny Green goes to Johnson in the corner. Morant sags off, and another one. 3 straight triples for the Spurs. Now 14 seconds left. Wemby's going to get it. He's got the smaller defender on him. You know he loves to shoot threes here. This time instead he settles for the pass to Danny Green in the corner. And he can still hit those as we head into the third quarter. Up by 11, 44-33. Rui Hachimura off the screen is going to try and get it back to Jordan Hawkins. Instead he finds Malachi Branham, who struggles with the catch. He gets caught down low. Great defense by Desmond Bane. He wanted to pull up and shoot that instead. Branham's going to go out to Hawkins. Contested in Morant's face, and he hits another one. 15 points for Jordan Hawkins. And he has quickly answered the prayer here for Spurs fans as Zaire Williams trying to calm the crowd down. The Grizzlies back to an 8-point game. This time, Victor Wembanyama throws it away to Williams. Williams is going to get it down low to Brandon Clark, who goes up with the one-handed slam with his right hand. And now it's down to a 6-point game here. About 6 minutes left in the third quarter. This one's Rui Hachimura from 3. The Spurs offense has started to click from three-point land. Hopefully it doesn't slow down now. Emily Bates in transition. The smaller defender on him, and a signature spin move right now for Emily Bates. He's got 6 points today. This time he's coming in hard, trying to get it to Jeremy Sochan in the corner. Sochan goes up and under on Desmond Bane. He misses the layup on the smaller defender. Now Desmond Bane with the Grizzlies down by 9 is going to go straight to the hoop. Fire back to Zaire Williams. He's hit 1 in this half. Make it 2. He struggled today so far, but they make it a 6-point ball game. Danny Green trying to get it down low. It's going to be incompleted and intercepted. I'm acting like it's a football game. Desmond Bane now 55-49. Zaire Williams looking. He finds Bane. Bane another 3. The Grizzlies come right back with a triple. A couple sets of triples of their own, and it's now 55-52 now in transition off of Mamu's face. He's going to corral it, gives it to Bassey, pump fakes, one-man jumps, misses the layup, gets the rebound. Danny Green misses the 3. Bassey again, pump fakes and dunks it in. Charles Bassey working the rebound there, or working the boards there, and he's able to finally get it going as Jeremy Sochan hits the slam off of the beautiful cut, and that is a good job there to be moving off ball now. Desmond Bane gets it to Steven Adams, who goes to the corner. They're trying to get it to Santi Aldama. Sochan is sagging off of him. He pulls for 3, and it's a good shot there for Santi Aldama. Santi Claus with the 3 now, 59-55 here late in this third quarter. Jeremy Sochan with 4 points and a couple rebounds. He's going to go to Keldon Johnson. He's going to hit again. He's been reliable today. That's 13 for the Keldon man. This time Sochan running the offense. He's going to get it to Green, who goes back to Johnson. Sochan's going to set the screen. Now Johnson going up and in and one. Zaire Williams comes from across the lane trying to get the block, and he commits the foul as the Spurs now starting to stretch their lead here in the fourth quarter, 67-59. Malachi Branham going to take Desmond Bane off the bounce, blows by him, and he's got an easy slam now, 72-59. Jordan Hawkins has cooled off considerably since that first half in that early third quarter, and now Jeremy Sochan goes by the smaller defender. Xavier Tillman is going to miss it. Now Jordan Hawkins pulls up from 3, cannot hit that one. Great defense there by John Morant. Desmond Bane off to the races, finds Morant wide open in the corner, and he did not have his Glock carried on him that time. It's going to be a bad miss for the Grizzlies. They needed that one. Now Malachi Branham goes coast to coast, and he didn't even rush for that one. He took his time, and now the Spurs up 78-61 quickly. John Morant goes in, and he slams this one. Make it 78-63. A beautiful reverse on that one, and that was right in the face of Malachi Branham and Jordan Hawkins. Now Hawkins off the screen from Johnson. He misses again. He has struggled since that beautiful start into the second quarter. And Morant again, another slam on the cut as the Grizzlies, their offense is going perfect as the Spurs are starting to sputter out. The 13-point lead is very, much in danger as Keldon Johnson settles to his comfortable spot there. He's got 18 and 5 And now 80-65 is the score. 15-point game. 4.5 minutes remain. Ja Morant driving on Johnson. Kicks it out to Santa Claus. He's going to hit the three. Santi Aldama with the beautiful dagger there from three-point land. 84-72 for the Spurs. Trying to protect that 12-point lead. Morant working on Hawkins. Hawkins not the greatest defender. He's going to let Morant right by him, and Bassi fouls him and one. Ja Morant shushing the crowd, even though it's his home crowd. He's probably telling the players to be a little bit more quiet. He's going to step up and hit that free throw. And the lead now falls to 9 as the Spurs need a big shot here. This time it's Emoni Bates. He's got 6. He misses the 3. Charles Bassi with the rebound. Emoni with another one, and he hits it. 9 points for the second round rookie. And the Spurs up 88-81. Vic is going to pull from deep, and he hits it. The dagger right there in the hearts of the Grizzlies players. 91-81. Victor Wembanyama, I've never seen him shoot a shot like that in his life. Ja Morant does get a nice pass out to Zaire Williams, who answers the 3. 91-84 now as the Spurs need another big shot here. Right around a minute remains. Hawkins bringing it up the court. He almost didn't get that one passed in time. Now Rui Hachimura driving on Brandon Clark. It's going to be stolen by Ja Morant. Off in fast break. Vic is in coverage, but he slams it over Wembanyama, and he hangs on the rim. Jordan Hawkins quickly gets it down to Keldon Johnson. He takes a nice little hop step, and he puts that one in. 93-86 now, 30 seconds left. Jordan Hawkins a little too confident there. It's down by about 7 as that one is a pull-up 3 from Jaren Jackson Jr. You're not going to see that one very often. And the Grizzlies would not be able to come back here. Spurs have defeated them. Despite the injuries, this was a very, very hard-fought game. Both teams played really well, and I was very impressed with Emoni Bates and Jordan Hawkins in the very limited amount of minutes we got for both. Even with all the injuries, that is a massive win for the team there. Ja Morant, 30 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal. He got his points. He was 12 of 22 of 5 from 3. He scored at an efficient rate. The only problem was he didn't have any help. Zaire Williams, 12 points, but he shot 4 for 12, 4 of 11 from 3. Brandon Clark, 11 points, 5 of 11 from the field. Jaren Jackson, 10, 3 of 11 from the field. He also added 11 rebounds. And last but not least, Desmond Bane, 8 points, 2 of 11 from the field, 2 of 9 from three-point land. In the Spurs, we were thankfully able to take advantage of that. Keldon Johnson, reliable, 20 points. He shot about 50% from the field, 50% from the free throw line, 5 rebounds and a steal. Jordan Hawkins, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, he impressed a ton. 1 block as well, which was surprising there because he's not the most reliable defensive player. He finished the day 6 of 18 from the field, not too bad, but 3 of 14 from 3. He struggled after that hot start in the second quarter. Vic, 14 and 17, 3 assists, 4 blocks, 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. He wasn't hitting the three-point shot at all tonight. Malachi Branham surprised me as well with his ability to score off the bounce or off the dribble. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a steal and 1 turnover. He was 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point land. Jeremy Sochan, 9 points, a rebound, and 3 assists. Emoni Bates, very impressive. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and only 1 turnover. He was 4 of 6, 1 of 3 from three-point land, but he was very, very impressive with the athleticism and the scoring ability. Rui Hachimura didn't get many shots, up 5 points, 4 rebounds. That is about it, and that's going to put us at 16 and 14 to start the year. We are currently number 10 in the Western Conference, or we were. After that win, we jumped up to number 7. From basically the 5th seed through the 13th seed, because the Kings could realistically get back into it. It is a toss-up. And if we have an opportunity to make the playoffs, I'm going to go all in on that opportunity. But we're going to see just how much just how realistic that opportunity is right now, as we are going to go ahead and simulate into late February. Right now we're in December. We're going to go into late February, or early February, I should say, where we will be taking on the Sacramento Kings, and we're going to see exactly how this team can perform in that span. Tre Jones is able to heal from his injury. Hopefully he can get back in the lineup rather efficiently. Devin Vassell is going to be back, so that's a big, big return for us. Blake Wesley is back as well, and we're going to accept that and have the CPU do that rotation. Now the Nuggets are going to beat us, and we're going to have our chance at the first scouting trip. I'm going to go ahead and let them auto do it. Now, the Rockets want to trade want to get Jet Howard and Davis Bertans and give Alperen Sengun and Russell Westbrook to the Mavericks? No, but we will have some trade deadline trades next episode, obviously. We're able to beat the Pelicans 18-18 right now. We're right at 500%. The Nets are going to beat us. The Sixers are going to beat us. Pistons are a win. Zach LaVine going to go to the Rockets. Bradley Beal going to go to the Bulls. I think I'm going to veto that one. I think the Bulls love Zach LaVine a little bit too much, but maybe this one makes sense. The Nets are trying to get that star next to Bradley Beal. So Ben Simmons is going to Houston as the Nets will be getting Bradley Beal, and we are on a 2-game win streak. We actually lose there, and now we're going to go on a 2-game losing streak. Keldon Johnson has an injury. We're going to be able to keep him in the game, thankfully. He's going to be able to play. Isaiah Joe for Norm Powell, sure. Maybe the Thunder want a veteran. Montrezl Harrell, 75 overall. Furkan Korkmaz, 73 overall. The 76ers are going to trade them two for Nikola Vucevic and Cody Zeller. Cody Zeller is going to be a Philadelphia 76er along with Nikola Vucevic. The Rockets, doesn't make any sense right there. The Nuggets are going to keep KCP no matter what. And we are actually well below 500 right now as we are struggling to get wins. And we are reaching our game for next episode. So 21-26 so far. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot better. Let's see where we stand in the rankings. We are currently the 12th seed. We are 2 games behind the 11th seed. It's going to be an uphill battle if we want to win or get a chance at the play-in tournament. But if we don't, it's no big deal. Obviously, we're a bad team still. We're not a playoff-ready team, so I'm not going to be pushing for the playoffs too heavily. But I just would always like to be as competitive as possible. As always, though, if you enjoy the series, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next episode as we take on the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis. All of those guys are going to be a tough matchup for this young Spurs team. Let's see how we can handle them next episode. Peace.